Christopher Martin, Christopher. Last name Martin, Martin.
Ms. Frank.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Martin, how old are you?
19.
And can you tell the jurors where you live? You don't have to give us your address, but just generally where you live.
In Bloomington, Minnesota.
Okay. And taking you back to May 25th of 2020, last year, where were you living at that time?
I was living above Cup Foods in the apartments on 38th Street, or Chicago.
Okay. And how long at that time had you been living there?
About 4 months.
And who did you live there with?
My mom and my sister.
So fair to say you were pretty familiar with the area of 38th in Chicago?
Yes.
And on that date, were you in school at the time?
No.
Okay. Did you go on to do some schooling after that?
No, I usually do school in the morning.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So I went to my mentor's office, which is downtown Minneapolis, and I would do my school online, and then I would take the bus home.
And did you also have a job? Were you working at the time?
Yes, I worked at Cup Foods.
And was that a full-time, part-time?
It was a full-time job.
And so what kind of shifts did you pull there?
I usually work every day except for Wednesday and Sundays, 3 to 8 p.m. or close.
And so what kinds of things did you do at Cup Foods?
So I was a cashier, so I would either work in tobacco if someone would come in, or I could help, like if people wanted to buy things from the deli, then I would help them with that, or just like various snacks.
And so on May 25th of 2020, how long had you been working at Cup Foods by that day?
Probably about 2 months.
And can you just describe for the jurors, what is Cup Foods? What all can customers get there?
So there's actually a deli there, so you can order food. You can get wing combos, Italian beef, sandwiches. There's groceries there, there's toiletries there, and there's tobacco products there, and also there's phone products there as well.
And what do you mean by phone products?
So you could actually go, it's Metro PCS, I think. You can buy a phone, set up a plan, and it should be smooth.
Do they also, or does Cup Foods, did they have people that could like fix and repair phones and
Yes.
computers? So they did a lot there at Cup Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. And didn't I promise you I would tell you
You
to
did.
fix that? Yeah. And so fairly busy store in May of 2020?
Yes.
Get a lot of customers?
Yes.
So the part that sold tobacco, was that separated from the rest of the store somehow?
Yes. So when you first walk in, there's a door. There's a door to your left. If you open that door, that's where you go in and you can get food or snacks or toiletries, as I explained. Or if you go to the right door, or kind of just straight in front of you, that's where the tobacco is.
So is the tobacco part sectioned off from the
Yes.
rest of the store?
Basically.
And so you would work both places, the tobacco area and the regular?
Yes.
And so going to May 25th of 2020, were you working on that day?
Yes.
And that's the date that the incident occurred that brings you to court today, correct?
Yes.
Was your shift 3 to 8 that day?
Yes. 3 to close, yeah.
So the store closed at 8?
Yes. Sorry.
That's all right. And so when you are working, well, let's look at that day. Generally, how many coworkers did you have working with you that day?
About 4 to 5 with at least one manager present.
And so let's go to approximately 7:45 p.m. You were working. Did you have a customer came into the store that you know now is Mr. Floyd?
Yes.
Did you know him before he came into the store?
I did not.
Had you ever seen him before in the store?
No.
And what was it about him that sort of gave you notice?
Probably just his size. I could tell that he was big, so noticed. Other than that, I just saw him as another customer that was coming to the
So
store.
you said it was his size?
Yeah.
Tall guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry
And,
about that.
yeah, did you actually interact with him in the store?
I did have one conversation with him.
And just not what was said, but what was the conversation generally about?
It was about, I asked him if he played football, or no, I asked him if he played baseball, and he said he played football.
And when you were, communicating with him, can you describe for the jurors, generally what his demeanor was like? What was his condition like?
So when I had asked him if he played baseball, he went on to respond to that, but it kind of took him a little long to get to what he was trying to say. So it would appear that he was high.
So you just had some signs that you thought he was under the influence of something?
Yes.
All right. But were you able to carry on at least some conversation with him?
Yes.
And did you eventually sell him something?
Yes.
And that was what?
The cigarettes.
Okay. And that was sort of later after he was in the store?
That was later on.
Yeah,
The conversation that we had, he didn't purchase anything.
right. But later when he purchased things from you, you were able to understand what he was buying?
Yes.
When he was in the store, well, I was going to ask you for how long he was in the store. Was it a quick time or was he in there for a little bit?
He was in there for a little bit. I think he came in to make some repairs on his phone, so he might have had to wait in line, and then.
And well, let me ask it this way. At Cup Foods, you're aware that there are security cameras inside, correct?
Yes.
And one of those security cameras is in the back of the store and faces towards the front, correct?
Yes.
And that will capture the employees and the counter where the cashiers are, correct?
Yes.
And prior to coming into court, we showed you a video or a couple videos of the time that Mr. Floyd was in the store.
Yes.
And that is, well, when you saw that, did you recognize that as a fair and accurate representation of the time that he was in the store?
Yes.
I'm going to offer Exhibit 29.
No objection.
29 is received.
Okay, and then Mr. Martin, we're going to play that for you now. And there is no audio on this, correct? It's just video. Is that right?
Yes.
And so we're just going to sit and watch it, and then I'll have some questions after the video shows, okay? Now, I'm going to pause this just for a moment right here, okay? Well, let's see if it can you click forward just a few more frames, please? Let's just keep going here for a little bit. All right, stop it right there, please. Thank you. Now, a couple things, and just for the record, the timestamp on the video currently is 7:34:57. But Mr. Martin, you don't know if that timestamp is the actual correct time that this was being taken, do you?
I do not.
All right. And there'll be ways that we can deal with that later, but you're not, well, I think you've answered my question. So if you would, in this photograph, describe for the jurors, kind of what we're seeing here in the layout of the store. And one of the things I want to let you know is in front of you, there should be a stylus like this, okay? And if you take it and see how you can draw right on the screen? So if you would, as you're just telling the jurors kind of the layout of the store, maybe just mark the screen when you're talking about the different areas of the store, okay?
Okay. So when you enter here, the next door will be right here. This is where, sorry. this is where tobacco is, so that's kind of how it's closed off. And then if you take a left here, there's a door here, and then these are all the snacks. This is where the deli is located, kind of like tucked off here. Right here is just kind of like my manager's space, usually where they are, kind of watching to see who comes in and out. And then back here, you can't really see it, but that's usually where most of the people are that can help you with your phone. And then right here in the front is just mainly where I sit all day when I work cashier.
All right. And then, Your Honor, I think you can clear the screen in one fell swoop, right? Please? Thank you. And so when we're looking, I'm going to have you identify this individual here.
George Floyd?
Okay, and that's Mr. Floyd, who you'd had the conversation with?
Correct.
All right. And then this individual right in here, who's that?
That's me.
All right. And then these other three individuals are coworkers?
Yes.
All right. And so is this the area, when you're cashiering that you work?
Yes.
All right. Except when it's tobacco and that's over back here?
Yes.
All right. Okay, and then we can let it run. Thank you. Now I'm going to pause right here for another moment, please. I see there's an individual sitting here.
Yes.
You don't have to give us his name, but is he a coworker as well?
Yes.
All right. And so it looks like even just in this frame, at least 4 coworkers, correct?
Yes.
Now, would there be a manager on duty at this time as well?
Yes.
And where would the manager be?
He would be tucked off here in the corner of the store. So it's just like right in the corner. Usually behind his computer working, and then when people needed help, he would pop out and help.
Okay. All right, then let's continue. Thank you. I'm going to stop right here for a moment, please. Now, Mr. Martin, do you see where you are? And just for the record, we stopped at 73728. Do you see where you are in the store right now?
Yes.
And what's that location?
Oh, the tobacco section of the store.
So that's where you go to sell cigarettes to people
Yes.
and other tobacco products, I suppose.
Yes.
All right. And then we can continue, please. And while we're watching this, Mr. Martin, can you tell us, looks like windows on the far wall, correct?
Yes.
And what street is outside of those windows?
38.
Is that actually Chicago out?
Oh, Chicago, sorry. Were you talking about the ones in front?
Right.
Yes.
The one where the bus is right now.
Yes. That's 38. Sorry about that.
Well, is that actually Chicago out in front of the store?
Yes, sorry, Chicago.
Okay. I'm going to stop you here if we could, please. And for the record, this is at 7:39:09. You see an individual has just walked into the frame, correct? This individual here?
Yes.
And again, you don't have to give us his name, but who is that?
That is the manager.
Okay. So he has come out from the manager area of the store?
Yes.
All right. We can continue then, please. Now, if we could pause here for a moment, please. And again, for the record, this is 7:39:28. We see that Mr. Floyd has sort of walked off the screen, correct?
Yes.
And so what area of the store is that where he has walked to?
The cell phone area.
All right. And then if we can continue. And Mr. Martin, then at some point, does Mr. Floyd make his way to the tobacco counter to make a purchase with you?
Yes.
So we'll see that coming up here in a minute or two. Mr. Martin, let me pause this right here. For the record, 7:44:36. We see now you standing at the cashier area and seems to be speaking with Mr. Floyd, correct?
Correct.
And were you able to understand the conversation with him at that point?
Yes.
And okay, so let's keep rolling then, please. Now let's stop here for the record at 7:44:49. Where are you now with Mr. Floyd?
In the tobacco section of the store.
And did you in fact sell him something there?
I did.
Do you recall what it was that you sold to him?
A pack of cigarettes.
All right. We saw you reach over to your left. Is that where the cigarettes are stored?
Yes.
And so had he already told you at that point what he wanted?
Yes.
And so you didn't have any difficulty understanding what he wanted to buy from you?
No.
And then did you complete that transaction?
Yes.
And after that, what did Mr. Floyd do?
He then went back outside to his vehicle.
All right. So we'll let this run then to its end. Now, if I'm going to freeze it here, I'm sorry, I said I was going to let it run, but we saw you holding something up. Can you describe, and again for the record, this is 7:45:10, describe for the jurors what you were doing there.
Oh, I was holding up the $20 bill that I just received.
And is that something you always do, or something about this?
No, when I saw the bill, I noticed that it had a blue pigment to it, kind of how a $100 bill will have. And I found that odd, so I assumed that it was fake.
Okay. But Mr. Floyd is still there, correct?
Yes.
And you completed the transaction?
Yes.
All right. And then upon doing that, did he leave the store?
Yes.
All right, so now let's let that run, please. So after you looked at the bill, though, he didn't leave immediately, did he?
No.
All right, so that is the end of Exhibit 29. I believe the time there is 7:45:51, correct? Well, I'm asking you, but you saw that on the timestamp on there.
Correct.
So we could look at other video to determine if that time is correct. That's the time he left the store on this video.
Yes.
All right. After he left, did you look at the bill again?
I did.
All right. At the time that you were working on May 25th of 2020, what was the store policy about cashiers accepting $20 bills?
The policy was that if you took a counterfeit bill, you would have to pay for it out of your money or your paycheck.
It gives you an incentive to be careful about what you take.
Yes.
All right. So did you think that bill might not be legitimate?
I did.
So what did you decide to do?
I took it anyways, and I was planning to just put it on my tab until I second-guessed myself. And as you can see in the video, I kept examining it, and then I eventually told my manager.
All right. And when you told your manager, what happened next? What were you told to do?
He told us to go out to the vehicle and to ask him to come inside to discuss what just happened.
And when you say vehicle, what are you referring to?
The car, or the SUV, I think, that George Floyd was in.
How did you know that?
I could see it from where I was standing in Tobacco from the store.
So we know from the video that those windows we could see where that bus was, that's actually Chicago, correct?
Yes.
38th runs along the back side of that store.
Yes.
Is there a way to look then out onto 38th from the store?
Yes.
And so I guess what I'm questioning is, how did you know he was in that vehicle?
I watched him walk to it.
Pretty good way to know. And so you saw him go out to that vehicle after he made this purchase?
Yes.
All right. And so your manager, what were your instructions?
Just to go out to the vehicle and ask him to come inside to talk to the manager.
And did you in fact do that?
Yes.
All right. When you went out there, well, let me ask you this, how many times did you go out there?
Twice.
So let's talk about the first time that you went out there. Did you go by yourself or with some other people?
The first time I went with one other person.
All right. And you are aware that there is a security video on the restaurant across the street, correct?
Yes.
That's the Dragon Walk was the restaurant?
Yes.
And prior to coming to court, we showed you some security video that captured you and other employees going out to the vehicle, correct?
Yes.
And that also shows, we also use some of the footage from inside the store to show when you guys leave the store to go out there. Is that correct?
Yes.
And having reviewed that video, does it all fairly and accurately depict the times that you and other employees went out to the SUV about the bill?
Yes.
Now, we are going to offer Exhibit 31.
No objection. 31 is received.
And again, Mr. Martin,
Okay. We're going to hold on.
Let's just take a quick stretch break. Why don't we take 5 minutes?